Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Antlion ModMic 4.0 Omni-Directional. So I'd previously reviewed the uni-directional ModMic, and I was very much intrigued to see how the omnidirectional one would compare. This came off from a random YouTube comment that I saw that was basically asking me what is the difference between the two. So I thought to ask the question to Antlion themselves and see if I could review them and compare them, and this is going to be the review. Now, in terms of buying it, well, you can find it on Amazon.co.uk for £46 for the omnidirectional one, and a unidirectional one can be found for £49. On Amazon.com, they're both found for $55. Now, this is the versions, well, both versions are the ones with the mute functionality, and as I'm a gamer, I love using the mute functionality because you can quickly mute yourself and then unmute yourself for any given reason, especially if you're streaming. It's very useful. So now, what you get in the box? Well, in terms of a comparison, this is the old box that you got, and it's got a bit of dust on it, and then you've got the new box. So the new box doesn't have the little logo on it, it's just got Antlion written. The inside is exactly the same, however. Within the box, you've got a little manual, which is always quite useful, and you've got a few accessories, as you did with the unidirectional one. Now, what was different, to me at least, and it might have changed since I previously reviewed it, is that you've got these headphone clasps which essentially allow you to route your ModMic cable alongside your headphone cable. This is fantastic for people who use it just as a headset, but in my case I use my headphones as headphones and then separately as a headset, and therefore I keep them separate, but it's very nice to have. You've got the regular clasps that you're going to need for your headphones and the ModMic, so this thing which attaches, and you've got the alcohol-free pad. Antlion were also kind enough to send me a USB sound card. Now, I had previously noticed that the ModMic was picking up a lot of static sound, and in order to fix it, you'd get a simple USB sound card and it would solve all the static sound. This is mainly due to the onboard audio of most motherboards or laptops being pretty poor, and then this little sound card essentially reroutes the sound to the sound card, and therefore enables you a lot better recording quality. If you're not sure about what I mean, I'll link down in the description below the static fix video that I made, and you'll be able to hear quite a lot of popping in that video, but anyway, you'll be able to hear the difference between static and non-static sound. So this sound card does solve it as well, so I do want to mention this. It can be found for around $10 on Antlion's website. Now, what I found in comparison to the one I'm currently using, which is the TechNet one, again I'll link that in the description below, is that this one was a lot more bass orientated, so it's lows, and so my voice sounded a lot more deeper than it actually is. Whereas with this one, it was much more neutral sounding, and where the mids and highs were a lot more flat. Whereas with the Antlion one, I found that the mids were a little bit more recessed, and therefore it produced more of a warm sounding sound card. So it's personal preference at the end of the day, but I personally prefer something that's a bit more neutral. But shout out to Antlion for sending me this, and I really love that little smiley face on that little on the case. I just thought to show that because it made me laugh when I saw it. Anyway, so what are the differences between omni and unidirectional? Well, all this video is currently being recorded with the omnidirectional mic. There's nothing coming from the camera, it's all coming from this connected to that little USB sound card. What I want to do right now is switch to the unidirectional one and then explain the differences. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to unplug the omnidirectional. And right now, we're on the unidirectional one, so hopefully you can hear the unidirectional one playing. Hopefully not too much noise coming from all this wires tangling all over the place, but hopefully you can hear the difference right now. So if you can't hear the difference, I'll explain it to you. The omnidirectional one basically picks up a bit more frequency range, so the highs and lows sound a little bit more extended, and the mids sound a little bit more accurate, a little bit more flat. Essentially, your sound quality on the omnidirectional version is a lot better. The frequency response is very, very good, and in comparison to the unidirectional one, I much preferred it, and I would actually recommend it. Now, you might be thinking, but where's the catch? Well, as the name would suggest, omni means unison, so as in it means the whole thing. So whereas the microphone is placed here, you will hear sound coming from everywhere, from left and right, mainly because that's where the microphones are placed. You've got both sounds coming from both sides. Unidirectional one, only one way. So what does that mean? So that means if you are gaming and you have some music playing in the background, or you have a lot of keyboard bashing, like a mechanical keyboard like I have over here, then you're going to hear that a lot more on the omnidirectional one. So essentially, you got a pro and a con over here. The pros of the omnidirectional one are it's got a better frequency response, but the cons of it are the fact that it picks up a lot more sound around your room and just generally. I also found it a little bit more sensitive. So in sensitivity, it means that it was just a little bit hissing, just a little bit, in comparison to the unidirectional one, and that's simply because it's a bit more sensitive, at least from what I found. I don't know if that's the actual case, if it's actually more sensitive or not, but that's what I found in comparison to comparing the two mics. So I'm going back to the omnidirectional one now, just because it is the omnidirectional review, and now we're back on the omnidirectional one. So omnidirectional one, in my opinion, is a much better buy. They come both at the same price, but you get a much better frequency response. So generally, I would say if you're in a reasonably quiet environment, I would go for the omnidirectional one. If you're in a very loud environment, or if you don't have push to talk, or you don't use push to talk, and you're typing away, mashing away on your mechanical keyboard, your recipient, the person who's hearing your voice, is not going to really enjoy that, and therefore the unidirectional one might be better suited to you. Finally, I should mention that this mod mic, just like the unidirectional one, is terminated by the 3.5mm gold-plated jack, and as you hear, it's got the mute functionality, which I'm going to continue speaking. To hear that whilst it was muted, it didn't cause any popping or sort of sound. It just muted and then just unmuted very well. So overall, guys, I would definitely suggest the omnidirectional one in comparison to the unidirectional one, but that is my personal preference, and that might differ from you, and especially in terms of your different situation that you might have in terms of your environment. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you give it a like, comment and subscribe. Definitely favorite and share, as it always helps this channel grow. And I'd love hearing from you guys in terms of the comments below of what you guys think. And anyway, let me know what you think, and yeah, don't forget to stay subscribed. I can't speak. Alright guys, take care. Bye bye.